Hello, everyone, and welcome to It's Your Call, a series where we ask you what you would do on some super difficult bidding problems. Today, I am joined by Isaac, who has been playing bridge for a total of 14 years, has only been really playing seriously for 5 years, and he, like me, is trying to make bridge part of his life. He is doing a lot of bridge programming, so he is currently working on some robots that can do some really, really good bidding. So he wants to generate some great bidding systems. And he is competing in the youth scene. He is actually my partner. So we are partners in the youth scene. And he has taught me a little system he's created called Strong Diamond, which is a lot of fun. It's a relay system. What I wanted to ask you, Isaac, is why? Why is Strong Diamond better than Strong Club?
Well, better is a difficult word to use, but why do I prefer Strong Diamond? Well, the first thing about the system that we play is the worst opening is very clearly one diamond. In all seriousness, having that one diamond bid, which is a little bit weaker, a little bit higher, has a few more hands in it, it allows every other bid in the system to be a little narrower, a little more specific. And specifically, strong club versus strong diamond, you have a weak minor bid. Over one club, you have a little more space for constructive auctions. It's
Gotcha.
minimal, but I appreciate that extra space.
And I do too. I don't know how to play Strong Club. All I know is Strong Diamond, which is a little bit funny. I've done things quite a bit backwards. Now we are going to be getting into It's Your Call. Are you ready, Isaac?
Yes, I am.
Okay, here we go. So this is your hand. You are playing imps. Your partner is the dealer. No one is vulnerable. A great place to be. Everyone is just happy. Auction starts out with a 2 diamonds opening by north, and then east passes. And now it's your call.
Well, the first thing I'm going to ask is, well, what's my partner's preempting style? It is non-vulnerable, so I guess
Mhm.
we can assume it's pretty light.
It's not as light as
Uh,
your preempts. Your For those who don't know, Isaac is a very avid low preemptor. It's, the 5, it's 5 to 10.
in that case, slam isn't technically out of the question, but it seems quite unlikely. So I think probably we're going to be looking for just game. Now
Okay.
the question is, do we have a heart fit? Presumably, 2 hearts here is forcing because most people do play that as forcing.
Mhm.
And I do need more information now, so I think I probably just bid 2 hearts.
2 hearts. And the key thing about 2 hearts that I like is, I mean, normally when you are looking for game, you want to have a little bit more than this to, and just in high card points wise, right? You want to have a little bit more than this. This is like 15 or more, and we're sitting here with about 12, and one of them is a singleton queen. But what's very special about this, in my opinion, is that we have a 6 card heart suit, and we can always safely go back to diamonds. So even though you aren't like strong enough to like force and really explore for game, generally over these week twos, you have a lot of safe space, and you have plenty of options.
That's actually a really interesting point, though, because I actually do think you can pretty safely force with this hand because I feel like 2 no trump artificial force would actually be reasonable. The question is just which provides me better information, which is going to lead to a more constructive auction. And I suspect I would not find out whether partner has 2 hearts unless you're playing some sort of really weird feature ask uh, from
Indeed.
over.
So West passes. And now, just over system here, how do you normally like to play over these forcing bids over a week two?
I mean, personally, I like to play most things hypernatural. Yeah, probably just natural rebids.
But like 3 diamonds is just kind of like nothing else to say. Um,
Yeah,
Really, and it could like probably all the weak hands are kind of included in the 3 diamonds bid.
actually, it seems like since most people do not include 4 card majors in their 2 minor preempts, right? Presumably, 2 spades would not need to be natural
Oh,
or length drawing.
interesting.
It could be a stopper, possibly. It could be natural still, but it would be strictly limited to 3 cards. So
Right, right.
that would be interesting. What would 2 no trump be? You always have to ask that.
Oh gosh, two no trump, the least natural bid ever.
Probably no fit, and it doesn't, and you've got the two spades bid to show the stopper, so presumably that would actually be, hey, I've got clubs and diamonds, but not good enough clubs to bid them immediately. Or it might be tolerance for hearts, so maybe that's the bid they just make with tolerance for everything.
Right,
It's
right,
basically like a takeout double because there's no way it's natural.
right. Okay, well, so on this hand, partner would just bid three diamonds.
They've got to be a minimum then. On a 5 count, can I picture us having game? Well, we've got one spade loser, one club loser, depending on partner's heart holding, which is presumably two or fewer at this point. If we count one spade loser, one heart loser, one club loser, then let's just put all of their points in diamonds, and that would be no diamond losers. My hearts are not good enough for me to want to play in hearts opposite
Right.
a singleton. So we're going to be in diamonds. Is game good? Well, two pretty clear losers. Partner could have ace of diamonds and king of clubs.
That's being hopeful, right?
That's being very helpful. Yeah, I think that's a little bit too optimistic. 'Cause even then, not that that's too optimistic. I think that's a possibility, and I can't ignore that possibility.
And since
Partner could also
partners
have
shorten
king.
hearts, you could have a great cross ref potential here.
But yeah, but I'm just counting losers because we have to get rid of the second club somehow. We're definitely going to lose a heart unless partner has the ace of hearts. If they have the ace of hearts, then they're probably missing the ace of diamonds or the king of clubs. So two losers. Let's assume we're losing a heart, losing a spade, unless partner's void in hearts. If partner's void in hearts, that would be interesting. If partner holds the king of spades, then on any lead except for a club, we can discard a club loser. Same with Jack 10 third of spades. I think on balance, I'm probably passing here. I don't think it's right to keep exploring.
Yeah, I agree. I like to get optimistic with things, and oftentimes it just backfires on me. So yeah, I agree. The fact that partner doesn't have a heart fit with us, we don't have a double fit, so things like the heart suit isn't likely to set up. Then again, we could have some cross roughing potential.
If partner's void in hearts, I'd say we've got a good shot at making five diamonds, and otherwise, I think it's just down.
Yeah, you have to be really gutsy to go on for five diamonds here. So now things get passed out. You are in three diamonds, and your partner holds three small spades, singleton heart, ace, queen, jack, nine, sixth of diamonds, and jack, third of clubs.
Yeah, so losing a spade, losing a heart, losing a
Club.
club,
Yeah.
unless they lead a spade and somehow give me a chance to set something up at the end.
It could be a lot harder as well, because how many roughs can you get here, right? I mean, like if they lead trump,
And
you try to
spades
start
go.
setting up spades, and then they lead another trump. Now you can only get so many roughs. Well, if the
Well, I still
ace
have
of hearts
two
is on side,
roughs.
right?
It's just I don't have transportation.
So it does get kind of problematic. Four
I
diamonds has
think
some problems, and we were thinking about five diamonds, right? In the end, we end up in three diamonds, and it's most definitely the right contract for what we're doing. And I wanted to kind of reformat this hand a little bit. I just wanted to inquire a little something, as you are a connoisseur of psychs, and over week two's, a very, very common psych here is to bid two no trump with a weak hand, and knowing partner is often going to bid three diamonds, and you're just fine. And the opponents have less space. They're confused because you're showing a strong hand.
Well, the vulnerability is so I don't believe I'm still interested in a heart game. I have really short spades. Now, it is the wrong vulnerability for a psych. If I was gonna psych, I'm not sure I would bid two no trump. Maybe I would bid two spades,
two
to be honest.
spades? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit risky, but I think there's a very good chance. Okay, there's a chance that partner does actually raise spades. So maybe that's not.
Right. I think two spades is a little bit like you are showing a strong hand to partner, and they are going to raise spades if they have three or two, right?
But at the same time, I'm also considering some sort of blocking bid. So I'm considering four minor as just a furthering the preempt, but I'm also considering because of point count, because I know that we have 15 high card points at most between the two of us, right?
Right.
So the opponents have 25, so they probably have game. I'm actually considering five diamonds, just
Yeah.
because their life's really hard. I don't know that four diamonds is bad, but with so few spades, and knowing that that the opponents have at least a 9-card fit in spades, based on the presumption that we're not preempting with 4-card majors, I don't think they'll have trouble finding it. So I think if I'm going to do this, right, I have two options. 5 diamonds, just block the opponents out of the auction. I could bid 2 no trump, but if I bid 2 spades, I actually don't think it goes that poorly. Worst case scenario, partner bids 3 spades. We're not in a game force. If partner bids 3 spades, let's see if the opponents can double us, first off. If they can't double us, I'm happy to just sit there, especially if the vulnerabilities were favorable. But I'm actually happy to just sit there and go undoubled in 3 spades. If the opponents do double, I can just bid diamonds. No matter what my partner does, I can just keep bidding diamonds.
I see.
And they're never going to bid over 5 diamonds, so at worst we end up in the same place. I'm not convinced the opponents can successfully double 5 diamonds.
Wow.
They probably can, but I'm not sure that, like, I'm not that afraid of playing 5 diamonds doubled.
And you kind of, like, just running back to diamonds, you know, like, they might not double you in 5 diamonds because you could have been planning to go there anyway.
Yeah, they might not.
But I think they would find it odd that you don't stay in your spade game.
I think we're likely to be doubled regardless. I do think the opponents are very likely over 5 diamonds to find 5 spades, to be completely honest.
Because they would sense that's a psych?
Well, because neither of them has a half decent double. Maybe if they're 3-0 in diamonds, but I don't think either of them can penalty double. If East's a passed hand and I only have 5 points, and East didn't bid initially, right? West has to, right? Because East isn't sitting on a stack of diamonds. So West has to have at least a 13 count, probably a 14, 15 count, right? If they can't double, like, it's a tough spot, but they've got 4 to 5 spades. At least one of them has 5 spades, and East didn't overcall. So either West has a ton of points and can just risk a bid on a 4-card suit, or double and hope for the best, or West is just going to bid 5 spades.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, so you were thinking about showing a strong hand when you've got a weak hand, and you're obstructing their suit, so they're less likely to find their suit. Whereas I was just thinking about staying safe. I thought that 2 hearts would be a fine sack here because you are safe no matter what. Like, if partner bids 3 hearts, you're happy playing there, and you're likely to be undoubled, you know, if you pass or anything like that.
I don't think there's a chance you play there is the only thing.
Right. I mean, it's very unlikely. But the reality is that, you know, if they're unable to sense that you are psyching, you know, you could just be ending up in this great spot. And, you know, if they bid diamonds saying that they're not interested in anything like this, then you're also in a safe spot. And then, I mean, if they bid 3 clubs, you always revert back to diamonds, and the opponents still think you have a great hand as long as one person isn't able to sense it, right? So,
and there's one added component is you might be a little less likely to get doubled in 5 diamonds over 2 hearts, right? Because they'll know that you've got a diamond fit. They'll know the hand's really distributional, so they're a little less likely to double, and they'll think you're strong.
Those were my thoughts. I think the 2 spades is just very creative. It takes on the like a typical psych where you are bidding your shortest suit to try to hit your opponent's suit so they struggle to find their suit, right? But this is the psych in a way because you're saying you have 15, 16 points when you only have 5. I was going for a little bit more of a safe thing, but you know what psychs are. I don't.
No, this is a psych, and it's probably it could be a really effective one.
Well, it was definitely a beefy discussion we've had here, whether about psychs and how strong is this strong hand, how do you respond to these forcing bids over these weak 2s. So thank you so much for your time, Isaac. Yeah, we really appreciate having you here.
Thanks for having me.
And finally, I wanted to address the audience. What are your thoughts with the original hand? Would you bid 2 hearts? Do you think you're too weak? Would you just preempt? Would you have just gone to 5 diamonds on your own? Just go for it. Over the 3 diamonds, would you have been optimistic? Would you have gone to 5 diamonds and struggled there? And then finally, in this last little bit of an example where you have a weaker hand, what do you think about the psych? Is it crazy? Do you just not like psych? So let us know. Don't forget to like the video and comment your thoughts in the comments section down below. And please subscribe to the ACBL YouTube channel if you want to see more It's Your Call content. With that, we will see you next week. Bye-bye, everyone.